Welcome to the AskARoofer Podcast, where all your roofing questions find their answers. Your hosts, Megan Ellsworth and Lauren White, peel back the layers of the roofing world to reveal the knowledge, tips, and FAQs you've been curious about. From shingles to skylights, metal to asphalt, we're here to demystify the system above your head. So get ready to ask, learn, and explore the fascinating world of roofing, one question at a time, on the AskARoofer Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AskARoofer Podcast. My name is Lauren White, and today I'm joined by Megan and Anthony, and we are going to be talking about composite versus asphalt roofing. And I, for one, am very excited to have them both on the podcast. So, Megan, why don't you start us off with introductions?
My name is Megan Stone. I am the program manager at DaVinci. I manage our Masterpiece Contractor program, and I also manage our inside sales team. And I have been with DaVinci for just over 21 years. I started here kind of right when we were first getting started. So, since we first started shipping our first materials.
Amazing. Happy you're here. Anthony?
My name is Anthony Walsh. I'm the founder and owner of DuraShield Roofing Contracting. We've been in business for just over 22 years. As Megan mentioned, we're a DaVinci Masterpiece contractor. We've been installing DaVinci now for just over 10 years. We love the product and excited to be on the podcast.
Excellent. Well, I, for one, am very excited to have both of you and to have this conversation. So to kind of dive in, for people who are maybe not as familiar with what composite roofing is, can you share a little bit about what that is and what makes it different than some of the other materials on the market, just to have a general understanding?
So, composite roofing material is material that is made to emulate another kind of material. So, in the case of DaVinci, we make products that look like slate and look like wood shake. However, they are made out of our proprietary blend of our resins, UV stabilizers, fire retardants.
That's great. Perfect. Excellent. And so today I know we're kind of talking about, a lot of the benefits of composite roofing and kind of what the differences are between asphalt and composite. And I understand that there's a couple different reports that recently came out in the last couple years that share some interesting results about roofing in general and kind of that cost recovery. So can you tell me a little bit about those results and what that means for homeowners?
In 2022, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry, along with the National Association of REALTORS, came out with what they call the Remodeling Impact Report. And in it, they discussed that there are two things that you can do to the exterior of your home that could provide 100% return on your investment. One of them is a garage door, and the other is a new roof. So this study and the feedback provided by homeowners, indicates something that they measure in terms called a joy factor. And a joy factor is a subjective feeling that a homeowner would feel based off what they've done to their house. And from this, on a scale of 1 to 10, in the joy factor, that they revealed that after people get a new roof, they are at a 9.2 in the joy factor. So it's something that they're typically really excited about, really pleased about. And, there's a strong return on your investment for projects like that.
Amazing. And Anthony, do you, in your experience, do you find that kind of to be true? Like when people are choosing their roof, are they looking for that resale value in addition to the need for a new roof and that curb appeal?
Yeah, I think it's become a bigger issue in the last couple of years, especially with the changes with some of the insurance companies and like how they're rating or, changing the policies and everything. So people are a little bit more concerned about the longevity of their roof. And I feel like willing to spend a little bit more upfront costs to save over the long run, like save on their insurance policies. A lot of these insurance policies are, going to actual cash value. So if you have a shingle roof, they're going to start depreciating it more and more upfront, and you're not going to get that money back if you were to have storm damage. Where with like a DaVinci, the likelihood of having to replace in the storm is very minimal. And so I feel like, especially over the last year or two, people are more concerned about the roof and the quality of the roof and how long it's going to last for sure.
Yeah, makes sense. I would be concerned about those things too. So as people are looking for like these long-lasting materials, what what are those materials made of? What are the differences, again, kind of coming back to that, between choosing asphalt versus maybe composite roofing materials? Anthony, do you want to start us there?
So, like with an asphalt shingle roof, it has a fiberglass mat, and then there's the like the asphalt coating, which gives it the water shedding capabilities, and then it also has granules, which give it the UV protection and also gives it the color. And then they also will add like the copper and the zinc into the granules to help with, the blue green algae buildup, which is not algae proof. It just kind of helps slow it down a little bit. Some of the materials that are used in asphalt shingle would be like crushed rock, sand, gravel, and sometimes recycled materials. Where with composites, Megan kind of mentioned, you have like two classes of composites. One would be a material that uses recycled material, which could be milk jugs, water bottles, tires, stuff like that, or other products like DaVinci, which are 100% virgin resin, which makes them stronger and more durable over time. Then they take that resin and mold it into either the slate or the shake look. Um, so there's definitely a big difference. We only installed DaVinci for a composite just because of the fact that it's virgin resin and it stands the test of time. And because we've installed them for 10 years, we've had the opportunity to go back and look at roofs we did 10 years ago, and they literally look the same as 10 years ago.
Very cool. And so, Megan, from the DaVinci side with composites, what do you see as the advantages for homeowners, choosing a composite roof?
At DaVinci, we use just virgin resin in our material, and we've always used virgin resin. We've never used recycled material in our compounds. The reason we've done that is just for the simple fact that when you put recycled material in your compounds, it's difficult to say how many lives that recycled content has already lived. So if you're using materials that might have, recycled tires, other recycled plastic content, you could potentially be, putting materials up on your roof that's exposed to the elements that has already lived another life. It lived a full life cycle. It could have lived 2, 3 full life cycles. So in order to ensure, durability with all of our products, we have chosen to not put recycled content in our material. And so this allows us to have a very strong warranty. We have a lifetime limited warranty. We're able to put color fade into our warranty because we know that, all of the product color and all of the resins are virgin resins. They haven't been used before, so we can stand behind them. With products like composites versus asphalt. Asphalt over time is going to break down. There's going to be granular loss. When you're up there and you're cleaning out your gutters, you're going to be finding pieces of your asphalt shingles in there. They might blow off in the wind a little bit easier. The DaVinci products don't have any granules. They are, not going to lose strength over time. Asphalt roofs also have to occasionally be treated for algae and mold growth. There isn't anything in the DaVinci material that would cause it to grow mold, algae, mildew, anything like that. So you won't have to treat the materials for those types of issues either. So the peace of mind would come from the lifetime material warranty, lifetime limited material warranty, the outstanding aesthetics. It's going to look fantastic. It's going to look fantastic for a really long time. Some insurance companies do offer discounts on homeowner premiums if they purchase a roof that is impact resistant and resistant to strong winds. And also DaVinci, we've got awesome customer service. We have amazing inside salespeople. When you call our 800 number, you're going to get a human being who will talk to you about the product. We've got an awesome network of outside sales and territory reps, just ready to help everybody.
Well, Amazing. And Anthony, from your perspective in the field, can you kind of give us some comparisons of composite versus asphalt? I know you were just talking about your composite roofs that were installed 10 years ago that look brand new. So can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Asphalt shingles, you're going to have your standard architectural style shingle, which is probably the most common. Asphalt, you can get some designer options, but it's only just a handful of different options. Obviously, an asphalt shingle roof is going to last around 20 years. I've seen some fail before that. Some last a little bit longer. You're going to have issues with, the fading of the color and streaking and algae and stuff like that. With the composite, you're going to have a realistic slate and a shake look. Um, you know, Even though you can get a class 4 impact rated shingle, the class 4 impact rating on a shingle is definitely not the same as a class 4 impact rating on a DaVinci. For instance, we've taken baseballs and shot them at asphalt shingles with a class 4 impact rating, and they will still damage, whereas a DaVinci doesn't. So even though they can both achieve the same rating, they still aren't the same. It's just a fact. Asphalt shingles will definitely break down over time with cracking and splintering and stuff like that, where that doesn't happen with a DaVinci composite. Obviously, asphalt shingle roofs are more prone to hail damage, where DaVinci is not. We installed a roof earlier this spring outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where it was like 2 or 3 days later, they had 2-inch hail hit his neighborhood, and he had brand new DaVinci roof. Some of his neighbors had, 2-year-old cedar shake roofs. Those 2-year-old cedar shake roofs were damaged, where literally his DaVinci roof, like literally nothing happened to it. He was freaking out and asked us to come take a look at it. We assured him that there was nothing wrong, but for peace of mind, we still went out and looked at it. There was not even scuff marks. So,
Sure.
they don't really compare, to be honest with you.
And so, kind of cost wise, what does that comparison look like between asphalt and composite, and kind of like the benefits that you're getting from that roof?
I can only speak on our markets, which are Wisconsin and Northern Illinois. In our market, a typical asphalt shingle roof, or I should say a DaVinci composite compared to an asphalt shingle roof, is about 3 to 4 times the cost. Now, that's going to depend on the profile that you pick. Is it a straight pattern or a staggered pattern? Is there copper or not copper? So there's a lot of variables in there. It's probably close to double or 3 times the price to like a designer shingle. But, once again, the longevity of the DaVinci roof is going to last a lot longer than an asphalt shingle roof. So you're going to pay more upfront than you will with an asphalt shingle roof. But with an asphalt shingle roof, you're going to, replace it, in the 15 to 25 year range, more susceptible to storms and damage. Most homeowners, or pretty much everybody that I know of that's installed DaVinci, has received some sort of a savings from their insurance company compared to having like an asphalt or another type of roof on their house. Yeah. Megan, you have anything to add to that?
So cost wise, it's best to consult a local roofing contractor, because a roofing contractor will be able to quote you, what material and labor in your market costs. But we typically see, 3 to 4 times more than an asphalt shingle roof to install a composite roof, or a DaVinci roof. So, but what you're getting is you're getting a roof that lasts, a lot longer than asphalt. A typical lifespan of an asphalt roof could be 15 to, 20 or 25 years. DaVinci is measured over a 50-year lifespan.
Well, and it's, so worth looking at those long-term advantages and considering those and how those are going to play out. Like, yes, it's worth the investment upfront because it's going to last you much longer than maybe some of the other materials on the market, which, yeah.
DaVinci products are, they're all class 4 impact rated. So that's the highest impact rating that you can get. What that means is, the roofs will be able to go through hailstorms. They're very common in most parts of, many parts of the United States. They are all class A fire rated, which is important if you live on the west coast of the country, where maybe you can't use products that aren't class A fire rated. And they're also wind rated up to 180 miles an hour. So we are in I believe we're currently in hurricane season or just the beginning of hurricane season. So, something to keep in mind if you're in an area that experiences severe weather, purchasing a composite roof will mean that you probably won't have to replace it after the next storm, or maybe hopefully several storms after that. The way you would with a traditional asphalt shingle roof would likely have to be replaced after every storm.
Right. That environmental aspect is key. And, most homeowners, you hear it, they're replacing a roof maybe once or twice in their lifetime. But if you're in those areas that experience that, right, that hail or the severe weather, like take that into consideration when you're considering your re-roof. And um, yeah. So, Anthony, maybe what are some of those conversations that you have with homeowners? I mean, considering you're in kind of a hail prone area, is there a little bit of resistance to pay that upfront? Or once you explain you could have hail damage every couple years and be replacing your roof or having repairs, does that kind of make it click for people?
Uh, like I mentioned earlier, it's definitely changed last year and this year based on what the insurance companies are doing with their policies. But I feel like we've gotten more requests for DaVinci, people going from an asphalt shingle to a DaVinci this year specifically,
Hmm.
more this year than we probably have in the last 5 years. And a lot of people are just saying, my insurance company says I have to replace my roof. They're only going to give me replacement costs for the first 5 years and the first 10 years, and then it's depreciated. And they just don't want to have to go through the hassle. So it's just really going through the pros and the cons of each. And, some people that are, you know, hey, I'm going to sell my house. Maybe they don't want to make that investment, but people that are going to be there for, you know, maybe it's their forever home, or they want to pass it on to, one of their children or something. They're more willing to invest that money. Or, if you're in the right neighborhood, we have people that outside of the Madison market, there's a couple of neighborhoods where people are converting from asphalt shingles to slate and shake DaVinci roofs just because they're in a really nice neighborhood and they're looking to invest that money in their home and they have the money to spend. So to them, it makes sense.
And especially having some of those perks with the insurance, considering all the factors, not just the cost of the roof, looking at the whole picture. Um, yeah. And so, I'll want to hear from both of you on this one, but why do you believe composite roofing gives homeowners a better night's sleep with having that roof over their head? Megan, do you want to start us off?
So recently we put a story out on our blog. We shared it on all of our socials. The title of the blog was 21-Year-Old DaVinci Roof Effortlessly Withstands All Types of Severe Weather. And this came after a homeowner who had purchased a roof from us way back in 2004, wanted to reach out to us and give us a progress report on his, 20 plus year old roof. And in this, in his response to us, he let us know that his roof had been through in 21 years 2 hurricanes, 6 tropical storms, a tree had fallen down on his roof, and he estimated hundreds of severe weather events, and it was still going strong. I was recently in Florida and shared this story with a group of contractors in Florida, and it was an amazing selling point to them, something they could go back and tell their homeowners about.
Seriously, that roof has been through it. My goodness. That's amazing. Amazing. And Anthony, from your side of things, what do you see as kind of the benefits for homeowners?
I mean, I would imagine like the security and the peace of mind knowing that you have a durable roof that's really going to withstand the elements of, if the roof is installed properly up to 180-mile-an-hour winds, the Class A fire rating, the Class 4 impact rating, the fact that it's low maintenance. You're not going to be having to do a lot of maintenance and repairs on these roofs. And, we tell people it's truly a lifetime roof. With asphalt shingles, they have a lifetime warranty now, but that's really only against the defects in the product of, the shingle. Whereas DaVinci truly is a lifetime roof. So just having that peace of mind, knowing that it's a true lifetime durable roof.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge and important. I would want that for myself so I don't have to replace a roof multiple times in my lifetime. Well, awesome. Anything else, Megan, Anthony, that you think homeowners should know about composite roofing that we haven't touched on? Or have we covered it all?
So it's important when choosing products for the exterior of your home that you pick something that's going to last forever, that is going to complement all the other features of your home. And, it's just going to overall offer more curb appeal so that, makes you excited to pull into your driveway after work and, see how nice your house looks. But, backed with the warranty and backed with, all of the color options that we offer and the different types of slate and shake products that we offer. If you purchase a composite roof from DaVinci, that, you're going to get a roof that's going to make you happy for a long time.
Anthony, any last thoughts?
I think everybody should have a DaVinci roof, but I'm pretty biased. I mean, I stare at roofs all the time, and asphalt shingle roofs. There's a time and a place for them, right? Depending on your situation, your budget, and if you're moving and selling your house or whatever. But we've been installing them for such a long time. I've seen them grow in popularity a lot over the last 10 years. When we first started installing them 10 years ago in one of the Chicago suburbs, not many contractors were really promoting it, and not everybody was willing to put one on. But I know a lot of people that wish they would have 10 years ago when they had the opportunity and had like buyer's remorse that they didn't. It's just a beautiful roof. It looks awesome. It stands out from your neighbors, and just the durability I feel like is worth it, not to mention all the other benefits that we already discussed.
Well, great. Thank you both. And for all you homeowners listening, I hope you consider a composite roof from DaVinci next time you're thinking of re-roofing your home. And pay attention to what they look like too, because the benefits are long lasting. Well, Megan, Anthony, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And for all you listening, you can find more information about DaVinci Roofscapes on their directory on AskARoofer.com, as well as more information in the show notes. And we will catch you next time.
If your roof needs answers, subscribe now to the Ask a Roofer podcast. We've got your questions covered, one episode at a time. Go to AskARoofer.com to submit your questions and learn more. Stay tuned and keep those questions coming.